Hi Libra, welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. This is going to be your reading for September of 2020. If you're interested in reaching out to me for a personal reading or you want to know the decks used in today's reading, please see the description box below. I ask that if this reading resonates with you, you please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. I just want to remind you to maintain your power. Never give your power away to a reading or anything else. We have all been blessed with the ability to choose our own free will and to follow our internal compass and our higher self's path to our greatest good. This reading is intended to assist you on your path to your highest and greatest good. With that being said, I would like to go ahead and start today with just cleaning our energy. So if you can please go ahead and just relax into your space. Take a deep breath and release it as you feel comfortable. And continue to take deep breaths so that you're comfortable until you feel relaxed. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to shuffle our cards and see what comes out. I do wait for the cards to jump, so if you are on a time crunch, please feel free to fast forward. I hope everyone is doing very well, staying safe and healthy, trying to maintain positive vibrations. Got one more shuffle, and you have a message right here, a little pre-message. So your pre-message is the Five of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So this speaks to me about you might have been arguing with somebody or having an argument. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical altercation, but it looks like there is something that you might have had a relationship that seemed like it was improving, and recently you might have had an argument and it's left you kind of feeling disheartened a little bit, but you're trying to kind of stay in your personal power of where you're not feeding into those negative energies. Thank you, Spirit. It's going to be for Libra. Okay, one more and then we'll go ahead and pull our cards. Okay, and it looks like you had another message. Oh. So in this message, it looks like you have... Sorry, give me just one moment. Okay. So your pre-message was the Knight of Cups, the Strength card upside down, in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like for some of you, this Knight of Cups is at the beginning and then also at the end. So the way that I'm reading this for the ones that are at the beginning, somebody recently provided you a communication that you kind of felt like it wasn't potentially fair. It might have left you feeling like you're not in your power. You might have felt like kind of sideswept, or it was unexpected. And you're kind of left seeing how do you gather and rebuild to kind of build that relationship back, or to kind of just figure out how to move on from it and to focus on putting the eggs in your own basket going forward, so to speak. So basically you're trying to clear out a negative energy from a person that had recently approached you regarding some communication that was potentially forceful, that was relating to a relationship of some sorts, more than likely platonic, but for some of you it could have been a romantic relationship. For the ones of you where it's coming in the back end, it looks like there was something that you were feeling defeated in, that you didn't have your power in, but you started to focus your energy on building your own things, the things that would make you happy, the things that you would be able to see grow and nurture. So you started working with Spirit to bring those things into you, and now you're starting to see movement of the progression that you were hoping for. So we're going to go ahead and start pulling cards and see what Spirit wants to share with us today. Thank you, Spirit. This is going to be for Libra. September 20. So your first card out is Two of Wands. So you might be trying to review a path that you've recently taken. Trying to review a path that you've recently taken, or trying to figure out which path you want to, what direction you want to go going forward. And the energy that's crossing you is Justice. So like in the pre-shuffle that came out, the communication, you might have felt like it wasn't fair. It might have felt like it was uncalled for. And now you're feeling like you're just kind of having to pick a way to go, a way to move, even though it wasn't something that you were necessarily planning for exactly. So what I am noticing right now is that in your, sorry, give me just 1 second, guys. Okay, I wanted to see if it was up or down. In your near future, potentially you might have some harsh communication. So maybe potentially that conversations you had in the past, there might be energy circling back around from that. Maybe trying to just clear out the energy because it's crossed, by the Justice card. So either you or somebody in that conversation felt like it was unfair. Felt like there was something that happened that shouldn't have happened, and now they feel like there needs to be justice. I don't know how to do like that. Okay. Okay. So what we have here is all of our cards. Under the bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So what this speaks of potentially is a couple things. Some of you might be trying to build your prosperity. Other you might be looking at your home environment and seeing what needs improved. And then also the communications in the past, it was probably regarding a family member or two or so. Let's see if you can Two of Wands. Thank you. Justice. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I appreciate it. Okay, and the bottom of the deck of your clarifier is the King of Swords. So the picture that I'm getting here with regards to those cards that with the pre-message, this speaks of like your home environment, building things up. Kings of Swords, that's usually like actions of communication, and usually they are not very gentle. It's not warm and fuzzy feelings. So this kind of very much clarifies to me that we are going to be discussing or touching on the argument that you had within your home environment somewhat recently, that you're still feeling those energies residual. So let's get into your reading and see what Spirit wants to share so that we can review those energies and resolve them. Your current energy is the Two of Wands, and that's clarified with the Page of Cups in reverse. So because you do not feel you did not receive a loving communication, in fact you might have received unloving communication, it's left you on this path of like, where do I go? Where's this relationship going? Where's the future heading towards in this relationship? What do I need to do, if anything? Do I want to do anything? What will they do, if anything? Do they want to do anything? So you're just kind of like reviewing the harsh communications that were shared and that they did not come from love. And you're just trying to see like, what does that path look like going forward for you in those energies, and how the conversations that you had, how do you sit in those energies now? Because it doesn't feel like it was fair, and it's left you feeling pretty crappy. This communication was probably very harsh and quick, and it was hurtful for you. So you're just trying to see those energies out and kind of look at like, what are my options going forward? What path do I choose? How do I move this relationship along, or do I just leave it alone? Your underlying energy is the Knight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So what this speaks to me is that you're wanting to put forward some passionate movement, but you're not sure how to do it, and you're not sure how it'll be received. So what this speaks to me of this harsh communication that you had in the past with a relative of some sort or loved one of some sort, you want to share some feelings towards it, but you don't know how to do it, and you don't know how it will be received, but you're very much wanting to shed light on the situation and share some communication that has a lot of fire behind it. So either you might feel like this is just a really strong truth, or maybe you're like, hey, you don't know all the facts. Let me share the facts, but you don't know how that person is going to receive it, or if they even want to receive it. In your recent past, you have the Seven of Cups clarified with the Fool card. And what this speaks about to me is that you're reviewing your options and just trying to have a clear mind. You don't want to take any residual energies into your future. You're wanting to just have fun, look at the options that are around you, start creating things and start playing with things. But you don't want to be too serious. You don't want to be arguing with anybody. You want there to be a good outcome for everybody involved, but you also want to focus on your fun, the things that gives you joy, the things that you want to do next. And you want to do it in a way that it's free, where you don't feel tied up and bound up, and there's no expectations on either end. Like it's open and free. What's crowning you is the Judgment clarified by the Queen of Wands. So the fact that you have this Justice card in here crossing you as well, and then now you have the Judgment in the energy, like your mind, what you're thinking about quite often. Judgment is speaking about like bringing something back from the dead, resurrecting things that you thought were dead. And the Queen of Wands, she has the passion and the fire behind her, but she can also be an arrogant energy. So you might be thinking about things that you want to go back and say and argue with, or you might just be sitting in that energy of like, that communication was kind of harsh and difficult, but I know that it's going to work out to be in everybody's the best interest in the end. It'll be fair in the end. So it looks like you're just trying to bring balance to something. And then also, I would say that whatever situation or conversation it was very karmic, or there's a lesson in there for you and or all parties involved, because it's a spiritually brought on conversation. It's something that was with the Judgment and Justice here. It's something that's very karmic, and this might be something that's been going on within your guys' history. Like you guys might have the argument that you guys might have recently had. It might have been something that you guys have noticed you've argued about throughout the years, and now it was just like at a breaking point where now there was kind of harsh conversations being shared that weren't communicated out of love. They were just very cold and direct, and they had a lot of fire behind them. Kind of an argumental energy, but it wasn't like, it was friction, but it wasn't like something that was like super, super detrimental, but it might have been something that built up to eventually be detrimental. I don't think each individual item throughout the years was detrimental, but I think the continuum of it became detrimental to the relationship. And now there's somebody making a judgment to see, is this fair? Is this something that I should continue to put my effort towards? Or do I feel like it's a losing battle? In your near future, you have the Knight of Swords in the reverse, clarified with the Five of Pentacles. So what the Knight of Swords speaks about is somebody coming in with truth, or it's in your thoughts. It's harsh truths you might be wrapped up in, but this is in the reverse. So this speaks about and the situation was something that you felt left out in the cold about, or the other person might have felt left out of the cold, left out in the cold. Basically, didn't feel like they were important, didn't feel like they mattered, didn't feel like their emotions were anything of value or consideration for the other person. And so you're just not wanting to talk about it. You're not wanting to think about it. It's hurtful for you, but you're not really wanting to talk. So whatever conversation this was, it looks like there will be some silence between you and the persons involved. Not necessarily forever, but it looks like there will be a period of time where there's not much communication, because this is what you have in your near future. And the Knight of Swords, which speaks movement of communication, is in the reverse regarding a matter that somebody felt left out in the cold about. How you see yourself is the Two of Cups clarified with the Knight of Wands. So you might see yourself as a loving person, and that you're just trying to make the best decisions, and you're driven by passion for those that you love, and things that inspire you. Other people see you with the Empress, and clarified with the Chariot in reverse. So the Empress speaks about birthing things. She can speak about potentially being deceitful in sometimes, but majority of her energy is being able to create and birth things. She embodies all four of the queens. So she's able to create, she's able to think and communicate, she's able to have passion and force behind her, and she can do it out of love. And then that card, the clarifying card, is the Chariot in reverse. So it doesn't seem like people might not see that you're taking initiative to repair a situation, to restore it or to rebuild it. People might not think that you're trying to put an effort towards that. What you are hopeful or fearful of is we have the Ace of Cups clarified with the Knight of Swords. So what this speaks about is the Knight of Swords. As you can see, he's running in fastly, and swords speak about communication or thoughts. And then the Ace of Cups is about love, things that you're passionate about, things that inspire you. So it seems like you're either hoping or fearing more communication regarding this situation that you had dealt with in your past, that's kind of leaving you in this energy of like, there was a harsh communication and things are kind of just left where there's not really any resolution. So you're either trying to hope to come to a resolution for it, or you might just be hoping that to just let the sleeping dogs lie, kind of like leave well enough alone. The potential outcome, should everything remain the same, is you have the Four of Wands clarified with the Page of Wands. So it looks like at some point you will be wanting an opportunity or providing an opportunity for clarification to solidify your foundation, to kind of resolve this argument that you had with a loved one. It looks like you're going to kind of come to them and say, hey, you might be inspired to come to them and say, hey, let me clarify the situation. I think that we might be in a big misunderstanding right now. So you might be coming to them to kind of see, like, where do we meet in the middle about this? How do we resolve this? How do we fix this and move forward? Well, Libra, this has been your reading. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you made it this far, or this meeting, excuse me, I keep saying that. If this reading has resonated, please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. If you guys would like to have a particular reading about anything like twin flames or prosperity or anything like that, go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know what videos you guys would like to have some readings done on. Thank you.